Hi, I'm Johnna.
And I'm Jed.
And we're with the Effingham Public Library. We're really excited today to be bringing to you our February project of the month, which is
A blind date with a book.
Yeah, and so we're excited about this project because we're going to have these books which have been wrapped up.
So each of these books, can't see anything, but we do have the genre on there, so at least you know kind of what you're getting into. So what you do is you just choose a book based on the genre and kind of a little saying about it. You check it out, and then once you read it, you bring it back to us and you fill out a little sheet here that lets you know if it was a hot or not date.
That's right. We want to know what you thought of your read of the book. And go ahead, Jed.
So after you finish filling this out, you actually enter a drawing to see if you can win $25 in downtown bucks to spend in downtown Effingham.
You bet. So it's local, so it's even better. So come into the library and look for these during the month of February. We'll have them out. You'll check them out at the checkout desk with us because they are a blind date, so it's not quite the same as our other books. But we're excited about this.
Yeah, and then John and I are actually going to take the time to introduce some of the blind dates
From the nonfiction
from
genre.
the nonfiction genre.
Yeah, it's one of our favorites. We read a lot of that.
Yeah.
So, Jed, what's one that you're going to recommend?
So one of the ones I'm going to recommend is kind of a murder mystery
Ooh.
about the birth of the FBI.
Ooh, that sounds
So
really good.
it almost has everything in it because it's murder mystery, it's a courtroom drama, and then it's about the oppression of people, which sounds sad, but it's a really good book. Great book.
And actually, I've read it too, so it is fascinating. Definitely a hot date. That would be excellent.
Yes.
Or at least we both think so. So one that I've recommended, or it's going to be wrapped up, is actually, it's based on a Danish practice. And this is killing me and Jet, not to say the titles of these books, but it's like the way that they make it through winter. So if lately you've been like, I'd like to learn more about that. I hate to not say the name, but it's wrapped up, and one of them is that.
It's a very interesting one.
Oh yeah, it's
I feel
good.
like- yeah.
Yeah, it's very cozy. You'll enjoy it.
So another one of mine is actually a cookbook. So I'm a big believer in trying new things all the time. So I actually do this on my own already. I just check out random cookbooks here, and then I find a recipe to try. And one of the books that we have chosen is actually geared towards cooking for those in your family that don't really like experimenting with food.
Okay.
So hopefully this is one that kind of bridges that gap. But I'm a big fan of it. So.
That's fun too. That's a great idea. All right, and another one of mine is that it's a history book, and it's actually set right after World War II, and there were a lot of men searching for women to marry. And anyway, a fascinating way of the way they came together. So anyway, that's a good one as well. It'll be wrapped up too.
Yeah. And so then one more of mine is actually a scientific one, and it deals with human cadavers and their life after death.
Oh, that's really good.
And so it's a really good read. It seems a little morbid, but it's not really. It's just a great way to introduce yourself into the scientific community, I feel like, especially if you don't like reading science books.
Sure, and if you like that one, that particular author has a lot of other ones that are just as good too. Yeah. And finally, I'm going to mention one of my favorites, which is a travel book. And it's an adventure too. Yeah, and it's got crazy insects in it and just everything you can imagine. Anyway, yeah, set in Mexico or a little further south.
I think a little further south.
Yeah, like Honduras, Guatemala, down in that area. So, and check that out through our blind dates. We'll see which ones connect.
Yeah. So go on your blind dates, and then after you return the book, don't forget to rate your date, and then turn that in so you can win the chance to win the $25 of downtown bucks.
You bet. And we look forward to seeing you at the library.